Persperity Podcast. In the shadows we find our light. Through the struggles we will take flight. Healing hearts and mending minds. Together we'll leave the past behind. Welcome to Persperity Podcast, where hope is found. Voices rising up, breaking new ground. With every story shared, we grow and learn. In this journey of healing, it's our turn. Mindful moments equal prosperous lives. Oh yeah. Mindful moments equal prosperous lives. Trauma whispers, but love will shout. In this space of trust, there's no doubt. We'll explore the depths of pain and grace, finding strength in every embrace. Welcome to Persperity Podcast, where hope is found. Voices rising up, breaking new ground. With every story shared, we grow and learn. In this journey of healing, it's our turn. Mindful moments equal prosperous lives. Mindful moments equal prosperous lives. Take a breath and join the ride. Together we'll walk side by side with open hearts and open minds. In this podcast space, true peace we'll find. Welcome to Persperity Podcast, where hope is found. Voices rising up, breaking new ground. With every story shared, we grow and learn. In this journey of healing, it's our turn. Mindful moments equal prosperous lives. Mindful moments equal prosperous lives. Persperity Podcast, a safe space for people healing from trauma. Persperity Podcast, a safe space for people healing from trauma. Persperity Podcast, a safe space for people healing from trauma.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Persperity Podcast. Welcome back. We are on episode 14, y'all. Can you believe it's been 14 people on episode? Oh my gosh, and more to come. This week, we have Cameron Carter. If you don't know who Cameron Carter is, he is Miss Carlene Carter's son. I had her a couple weeks ago on the podcast, and she just blew us away. So we already know her son blew us away even more. And he gonna cover the topic is a black man's advice, breaking the mental health stigma, Millennial edition. All right. Now, let's get into this. Now, we live in a world that often tells us that tough it out to keep it moving. But what happens when that weight gets too heavy? Especially for black millennial men. The pressure can be immense. Today, we're creating a space for the honest conversation about mental health, dismantling the stigma, and offering practical advice. With me, we have Cameron Carter, a voice of clarity and understanding. This is a black man's advice, breaking the mental health stigma, Millennial edition. Would you like to introduce yourself and talk a little bit more about yourself?
Let's get it. So what's happening, everybody? Just like this beautiful young lady said, my name is Cameron Carter. Where do I start? Single father, entrepreneur, here in a second, a philanthropist. Once I get all that rolling, music creator, artist, yeah, man, child of God, am God, yeah,
Wow.
something simple.
I mean, come on, shout out your music. He got some musical talents. Don't even play with it. Come on.
Yeah, so went out to LA for the past 6-7 years. Out there in 2018 is when I left. I went out to the LA Film School and went ahead and got my degree in music production, and I furthered my career with the music industry, getting into the game of writing, singing, rapping, beat making, melody creating. So all in all, that makes a good gist of a song that I went to go learn. So that's my thing. I like to read books, travel. Being that in the West Coast for so long, I like to be around air, water, beaches, nice little clean, just environment. I love it. I love being out.
I love that. I love that. All right, y'all, give it up for Cameron Carter. Give it up for him because we're about to transition into some of these questions. Now, you ready?
Come on now. Let's get it.
So,
Let me sit up in my seat.
all right, Cameron, what sparked your interest when I asked you to be on the podcast? But when I told you the topic, what sparked your interest to actually speak on Black men's mental health?
Really, it was just to get my voice out. And what piqued me was the type of questions that you ask, right? It makes you think. And I've never been in a setting to where, like a public setting, to where I would say my opinion matters. Usually you having kind of the in-house conversations with big bro and mom and things like that, but your voice is never really amplified or heard like that. So I was definitely interested to take on like a serious concept like this, you know what I mean, to get out how I really feel about things like that. So
Definitely.
yeah, it was beautiful. It was beautiful to be asked to be on the podcast today, and I appreciate you.
Oh, you welcome. You welcome. Look, I said another Black man on this podcast. We got to reel it in because hey, we talking about Black men's mental health, but I'm also ladies. If you listening, we about to get some Black man advice on how we can get us a husband and how we can be
Come
humble
on.
women out here.
Come on.
Yes,
Come on.
pick his brain for sure, y'all. And if y'all have questions or comments or anything, drop them in the chat because we see them on live. So live, if you see it on the screen, Cameron, you can see that on the screen as well. It's
For
that
sure.
picture. Drop them questions because I'm asking them too. Don't be
For
afraid.
sure. As many as you can. We're gonna holler at the comments too.
Yes. All right. So we're gonna shift this to another question.
Okay.
All right. What does
Let's shift
breaking
gears.
the all right? What does breaking the mental health stigma mean to you personally, and why is it crucial right now?
Breaking the mental health stigma, I would say, I like to give my questions a good thought. Can you repeat the question one more time?
What does breaking the mental health stigma mean to you personally, and why is it crucial right now?
Okay, so with stepping outside of the box of the stigma, I would say with breaking it, what's crucial and important right now is getting outside of the things that we were taught as children. For example, in my perspective, when you growing up with a single mom, yeah, your mom does care about you. That's never gonna go away. But we hear certain things a lot of the times that our sisters don't hear. Like, don't cry, men aren't supposed to cry, get yourself up, dust yourself off, and you kind of sweep it under the rug. And as you start to grow older as a man, you start to compartmentalize your emotions and your feelings based off of what we were taught from a younger age. So I would say the biggest part to that would be breaking out and understanding your your childhood complexities and what that looks like, or I would say childhood traumas for other people that may have had traumas at a childhood, but it's about starting there and understanding where it first comes from. Because I'll be honest, a lot of the times I feel like with being grown now, I see where that mindset
Mhm.
has stopped me or put a pause on a lot of my growth, especially in relationships too. Because when we start to compartmentalize and sweep things under the rug, as you get older, like with being 30 years old now, almost for me, you sometimes don't know how to communicate your feelings because you're so used to sweeping them under the rug. And hey, you good? I'm straight. I could have got shot 4 times, but it's always gonna be, yeah, I'm good. Are you good? I'm gonna come help you out, even though I got bullet holes in me, but I'm not worried about me. Are you good? And that's kind of where we forget about ourselves a lot of the time. And I think breaking that stigma is to come out and start talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Find you a person that you can confide in, whether it's for me, like a big brother, big sister. There are topics that I could talk about my mom. There talk about with my mom. Certain topics you can't. You know what I mean? So I would say finding those people that are angels in your life and trusting them with pulling you out of those traumas or that mindset that you were in, and trying to understand how you need to grow and how you can help grow yourself in that direction.
Wow, very well said. Very well said. I want to touch on something that you stated. You were saying that
Hmm.
um, words are different. Um, especially being a male, but also it just comes different, relayed different. Maybe the same, sense of wording, but it's going to be the tone is going to be totally different.
Right.
As a African American male, how can us African American females and just women in general, how can we show up for you, even if you're speaking from a, like you know you be open. I know your mama watching. How can your mom show up for you?
Yeah.
How can we show up for you guys?
I say the realest thing is have an open mind as much as you want to open your arms, right? Because everyone says, "Oh, I got open arms," whenever you need it. But then when we come to talk to you about something, you got a closed mind. You know what I mean? So you're open to, yeah, just because by default it sounds good. If you ever need me, I'm here. Then when I need you or when I need to talk to you about something serious, you know what I'm saying? Everybody has been through different paths of life. Everybody has experienced different things. So I would just say listen with an open mind and an open heart. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been in situations where I've talked to someone from a judgmental standpoint and it doesn't feel good for that person. Like when you sit in their shoes and they're coming and confiding in you about something, and you're just like in the back of your head, you like, bro, I can't even believe you did that. Like, it's not about that. It's about letting this person get what's off their heart, you know what I'm saying, wholeheartedly off with no judgment, no second guessing, no, you know what I mean? I would say that's really how you can help. Open mind as much as open heart if you're gonna open your arms out. You know what I mean? That definitely plays a big part. Um, that's kind of like in the retrospect for us as black men to our black women. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's the same thing. I feel like as much as we will say, yeah, we got you, and if there's anything that you need, my sister, we got you. But then when there's something that this sister said that we don't like or we can't resonate with, it's kind of like, well, and now you make that person kind of feel even less than when they were coming to you, you know what I'm saying, with their heart open. So, yeah, that part.
I definitely feel you on that because I recently had a situation where I felt like the individual misunderstood me, and I might have misunderstood them, but the body language, the interaction was just 100% for me. I was like, oh my gosh, like you're being rude, especially like the one thing I could say, like in the perspective from a black millennial woman when it comes to mental health and the older generation, how you all handle us is is very important because this world is more millennial and Gen Z ring, and millennials are leading in being millionaires and billionaires
For
nowadays.
sure. For
They're in
sure.
it, and it's like you're like it's not that we want to be rude and disrespectful or we don't want to listen to you. It's how you do it. It's how you say it. It's how you go about doing it. Nobody
That
wants
part.
to. It's like how you treat us when we're in our vulnerable state, or how when we come and approach you, or whatever it may be. Like you can't be committed to misunderstanding people every single time you meet them, whatever it may be. I think it's just insane. To insanity is insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result.
Right
So
on.
continue to be a certain type of way and expecting a different result from someone, from different people about your behavior. It again, it's insanity. So it's like if you
So
want somebody to love and care about you and be compassionate towards you, no matter how long you may have been on this earth, you have to understand that there is a wrong in how you handle a situation, and there's how you can go right about handling the situation. I'm
that
not saying
part.
who's right and who's wrong. I'm saying there's a wrong how you handled it, and there's a right way to go about it.
That
So
part.
don't be prideful, y'all. Literally, be handle what you gotta handle. You know what I mean? Don't. You do something, just go ahead and just apologize about it. Because
That part.
at the end of the day, we not even. It ain't even about we looking at y'all and we like all of a sudden we like, okay, we following their footsteps. Now we found our individuality as millennials, and
Right.
but it's a simple fact that okay, well, what y'all do is what y'all do. We more so like we gonna leave y'all alone and go about our day. That's
That
how we
part.
and
Yeah,
you take that, you know,
Yeah.
like gonna go on. So you touched on some amazing stuff. That was a mouthful right there. And I hope ladies you
Yeah.
listen to this and you took that in for sure.
Say, and I could even piggyback off of what you said with like how we communicate with like the older generation. And like for example, me and my mom, I love my mama to death. That's like real talk, one of my best friends. The
Mhm,
thing about how me and my mama's relationship get down is I'm a dominant male figure in any arena that you put me in.
mhm,
She's a dominant female no matter what ring you put her in. You know what I mean? So when we're under the same roof, we show compassion, but we both have dominance.
mhm,
So my mom doesn't, I'm not gonna say she doesn't understand, because I know she comprehends well and everything. But it's like, for example, when I was telling my mom, like with me coming home to Kansas City, it's kind of unexpected and things like that. My mom's like, you could be in my house as long as you need until you get on your feet and da da da. And I'm telling my mom, I appreciate that, but I ain't gonna make it too long. I'm gonna be here, a couple months and I'm out.
mhm,
Mom's is like, well, why don't you just stay with me for like a year or so, stack your money and da 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 da. And I'm like, I'm telling moms, your son is about to be 30 in May. You know what I'm saying? I need my own space. Like I want to come in and not see nobody. Just like my mom likes to come home to her house, not see nobody, not got to talk to nobody if you don't want to, and I can be in my own creative space. And my mom will be like, "Well, if that's what you want to do your thing." And it kind of make me feel some type of way. Like I ain't gonna lie. Like a few days ago, I told my mom, I had a couple appointments to go look at cribs. I started getting sick, didn't get to go. But I was like, "Hey mom, you got anything to do?" Because I wanted her to go with me, but she had to work, so no problem with that. I was just like, "Yeah, I got a couple appointments for cribs and da da da." And she was like, "Well, yeah, if that's what you want to do." I was like, damn. Like it really low key kind of made me feel some type of way. I ain't gonna lie, but of course, we take that on the chin because of how we raised, sweep it under the rug, you know what I'm saying? Don't even worry about it, it's cool. And it really made me feel some type of way solely because my mom has told me many stories of when she was moving up in life, you know what I'm saying? She getting a bigger crib, better car, and people will be in her ear, "Oh, you don't need that. You don't what you need a big house for, and it's just you." And you know what I'm saying? When God puts something on your heart or on your mind to do, you gonna do it without explanation. You know what I mean? And I feel like some of the times, just like you said, it's about how you handle or even the tone of how you do things.
yeah.
Because like when my mom, starting her businesses and things like that, I'm always going, yeah, that's what you want to do. Do your thing. Get it. You know what I'm saying? Get it how you live. I'm sure it would make my mom feel some type of way if she's like, "Hey, I got this new business I wanna," and I'm like, "Yeah, if that's on you, do your thing. Do you do? That's what you want to do. Do you?" You know what I mean? I'm sure it would probably make her feel some type of way, because in her mind, in her heart, she's like, "Well, damn, God might have put this on my mind and my soul to do, and I'm coming to share it, and that's how you feel about it. All right, well, cool. Let me go ahead and keep on doing my thing over here." And a lot of the times when we get, I'll say, thumped in the nose by our parents or, by anyone close,
Mhm,
it makes you shut down and get back to business. Like, damn, I shouldn't even have said nothing.
yeah,
Cool, I know for next time. So let me just keep on, you know what I mean? I shouldn't even
yeah,
have said nothing. Bet I know now. So you know what I mean? And then when you start doing things, parents be like, "Well, damn, why didn't you send me an invite?" Or not even parent, anybody that you close with. "Why didn't you send me an invite? Why didn't Well, when I told you what I had going on from the very beginning, you kind of put me on the muck or the muted thing. So I just, gangsters move in silence. So I just went ahead and got quiet and put my head down and did what I had to do. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's why I was like, I had to piggyback off of that because I mean, if we being real, we being vulnerable. Yeah, I had to get that off because I know my mama listening. And again, there are certain ways of not knowing how to communicate. Like I wouldn't just come to my mom and be like, "You know what you said? You know that really bothered me." No, we ain't talked about it. She didn't know until she heard it just now. You know what I'm saying? Those are the type of things that we live with that we don't talk to nobody about. You know what I mean? And as a single a man that grew up with a single mom, our mom's opinion on certain things matter. You know what I'm saying? Once you get grown, a lot of opinions don't matter about nothing from nobody. But it's still certain
Mhm.
key features that, yeah, you want your mom's blessing on, or you know what I'm saying, you want your closest people's blessing on. So yeah, yep.
I mean, definitely facts. Like, cause I had to have a conversation with my mom because I was in school. So I am a to piggyback off of what you said. I'm adopted, so I'm not adopted, spiritually adopted. So my mom, I call Rashonda Freeman, is not my biological mother. She took me in years ago, and took me under her wing, and she became like a mother figure to me. I became a daughter, like a daughter to her. And I went through it. I know my probably didn't tell you the trauma and the things I've gone through, but I don't look like it. Glory be to God. And my mom, on the other hand, she's never really had to step in the role as a mother. So my struggles will be different than that because I left I had to get out of stop going to school because it was a lot of personal things going on. Also being a teenager and being homeless and going through trauma, so on and so on. So I went to school back as a coming back as a non-traditional student. So I went back
Okay.
to school, went to school at Clark Atlanta University. I wanted to go to the College of New Jersey. I'm
What? You
sure
said Clark, Atlanta?
yeah, I went to Clark Atlanta.
What? Stop playing. Okay.
I got my degrees hung up here, my 2 degrees that I got.
Yeah, that's what's
Yeah,
up.
one from what's name soon to have Norfolk State University up there, one that's in
Okay.
science.
Say
But
congratulations.
with,
Let's get
with honors,
it.
with honors. but
Yeah.
but yeah, like for her seeing me do all of that, especially knowing that I've gone through all the things I've gone through, she was very much she don't coddle. A lot of people be like they think that she coddle. If you know Miss Friend, you be like she don't coddle. She was like you gonna go out there and do what you got to do. When I came back, on the other hand, God told me come back to Kansas City because Lord knows if anybody know me, they know I'll be back in DC. Most people don't know me because
Say.
I'm a lot of people personally close to me, but I had opportunity in DC 2 summers ago in 2023, and I was in competitive political program that they have hosted in DC. So I got to mingle amongst so many politicians and people at the Pentagon, and so much. My network is just amazingly big. So I got
Yeah.
the opportunity. That's where I wanted to be. But God said, come back to Kansas City. So I'm here. And a lot of times my mom and I bump heads because I'm like, okay, I don't know how long God has me here. But if God say leave in the fall, that's to me leaving in the fall. And if he say so be it, I'm going to DC or New York.
Out
That's
of there.
but to
Yeah.
her, she's just like, yeah, I want you to live your life, do what you gotta do, but you don't need to make sure you need to have your ducks in a row. I'm like, I'm gonna have my ducks in a row. You make sure you be good. But her thing is that mothering aspect. I want to make sure you're okay. I want to make sure that if you go out and do what you gotta do, that you ain't gotta come ask me for nothing.
Straight up.
That's why I'm like,
Straight up.
what she's saying. But you just gotta trust and understand that I'm my age. You know what I mean? Like I'm 30, 31, and I'm looking at my age. I'm also looking at the fact I'm a single black woman. I don't have kids. So life is definitely time is ticking. The biological clock is definitely ticking. But also at the same time, it's like I still need to explore and do what I need to do in order to develop being the black educated black woman that I want to continue to be. And enhance
Word.
at that. So it's like I feel like when it comes to mothers, compared to my birth mother to me, with Miss Freeman, she's very compassionate and loving. Something I ain't never really I haven't had till I met her, and they mean well, but it's just like sometimes it can be smothering. And I'm
Yeah.
like, only thing I want smothered is some chicken or some steak. I don't know,
Come
y'all.
on now. With the potatoes on the side. Stop playing.
Oh my gosh, look, I was telling my mom the other day. I said, "You got to cook. I want a roast." That's the only thing.
Man,
Yes, I need a roast. That's
I
my favorite.
say fire. We just had one a few weeks ago. Stop playing.
All right, Miss Carlene, why don't you let me know? Come on now, cook. Give me a plate. Or let
Man, listen. Nah, I didn't cook it. I ain't gonna lie. I've been eating mama's cooking since I've been home. I've been trying to gain weight. Listen, hey, done messed around and gained. I was 135. I done gained almost 15 pounds. I'm almost pushing 150. Yeah.
And now Miss Carlin, you gonna have him. You gonna spoil him to the
Say,
point where the woman
I'm,
that he end up
hey,
marrying, he gonna expect her to be cooking like that. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying.
Just a little bit, but I get in the kitchen and cook too. You know what I mean? I get in the kitchen and cook too for sure. Especially hopping on the grill. That's my thing. I'll grill all day, every day. If I really could, I really would. That's
Okay,
my thing.
okay. You found out you
Say,
could cook and stuff like that. I know she said that you could get on that grill. I know
yeah,
she
real
said that.
bad, real tough too. Hey, I see my brother Mike in here. Yeah, he said it's not what you say, but how you
How
say
you
it.
say it or
Exactly.
nothing at all. And your mom
Yeah,
said we as women and mothers, we have to learn to listen and really hear what is being said and keep emotion out of the situation.
that part, that
Amen.
part,
Sometimes I ain't
that
even
part.
in the front. I'm not gonna front Miss Carly. I don't even know if it be emotion behind what you say because there definitely don't be no emotional stuff. She just be saying it. She like, all right, I just said it.
Hey, my mom's emotions come with logic. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of logic that comes with her emotions. You know what I mean? So yeah,
It
I'll
do, but I don't
definitely say
never see
that.
her just be like, oh my gosh, I don't know why I just said that. I said it. I said
Literally.
it.
She'll
Like,
say it and then pray to God about it later. Look, God, if I was wrong about it, hey, I was wrong. But other than that, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna stand on my toes. Yeah, that's where I get that from.
everybody need a rider like that because I already know if I'm in a situation and I know for sure I'm in a crazy situation, I know who I'm gonna call. Now, and I'm not talking about Ghostbusters. I'm calling Carlene Carter. Y'all. Who I'm calling. Hey, I'm in a situation. I'm hit. I need the full throttle of Carlene Carter. Come help me out. That's who I'm
Say,
calling. Now, but let's shift back into some of these questions. Let's shift gears
all
into
right,
this. Um,
all right.
as a black man, what are some of the struggles that you have seen amongst other black men as well as yourself in mental health?
I see a lot of us struggling to be ourselves each and every day
What does
because we have. Say it again.
like? Can you elaborate? What does yourselves look like? What do you mean when you say that?
Yeah. So, for example, even with me working at AT&T, I see a lot of us having to put ourselves in a box to match the general public. And what I mean by that is like, for example, when I go to work, my manager doesn't want us to look a certain way. And what I mean by that is we have to wear polos and all look alike. You know what I'm saying? We have to cover up certain things, or you know what I mean?
Hmm.
And one thing that I see a lot is we hold our tongue too. We hold our tongue because in fear of what the truth will do to us, whether it be our occupation, I mean, hell, even our life. You know what I'm saying? There are things that I feel like are frowned upon when they come out of our mouths. Um, certain ways with how we look, so we can't look the certain way. Yeah, I look around at my folk and I feel that we have to dumb ourselves down. You know what I'm saying? Now it's not, I'm sure it's not as bad as it used to be, but it's still pretty bad. Um, I feel like I see us settling. I feel like that's the perfect word. I feel like we settle for whatever is pushed in front of us and we accept it and it's okay. And I say that because I see it in myself first. You know, it always takes looking in the mirror to recognize before you can fully understand what you recognize in somebody else. And the reason why I could speak on those topics so hard is because me and my big brother, me and my big brother Michael, we quit our jobs back during COVID. I want to say it was like 2000, 21 or 22. And we was like, man, fuck it. We just gonna pimp it. We gonna figure it out. We gonna, you know what I'm saying? There's other ways to survive out here other than a job. That's what COVID taught me. COVID taught me that getting a 9 to 5 is a dime a dozen. You can go apply and get a job at any time whenever you want to. So don't allow that mindset to keep you held back from anything. But to get to my point, me and my brother quit our jobs in like 2021 or 22, and we didn't work jobs for like my brother still don't work a job, but we didn't go well, I'll say because at this point I'm back working a job, but I went without a job for like a good year and a half, almost 2 years. So to be in my own ambiance that long of survival, and then to go back to a job, like I went, so from not having a job for like a year and a half, after that I went to Apple in like 2000, it was the end of 2022 when I went to Apple. It was like October or something like that, cutting into 23.
Mm-hmm.
Being at that job was dope, simply because I see you, big bro, I see you. Piz like, that's my boy. um the environment that they had was so open at the Apple job, right? And I'm not just, sponsorship for them, nothing like that, but the environment was so free. I could talk how I'm talking to you with any customer, with any manager. Me and a manager going around like, hey man, this shit here, da 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 da. Like we didn't have to put ourselves in a box for anybody. Now, cut to where I'm at now at AT&T, you can't talk a certain way. You have to whisper. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? Certain tattoos and things like that may have to be covered up, or you know what I'm saying? You can't be you. You have to be the robotic salesman that they want you to be in order to push up their productivity and numbers. And the thing about it is like when you work for Rolls-Royce versus working for Honda, the clientele at Rolls-Royce is different. People come in because they know what they're getting into with a quality product. You don't need a salesman to sell you on a Rolls-Royce other than what color you want, because we got a few. You know what I'm saying? But when you're at Honda, you gotta convince people to, you should buy this car because, well, your car right now is raggedy, and if we can get you in here, you got the bargain, and you got the, you know what I'm saying? So the environment is different. You know what I'm saying? When your clientele and how you tend to your clientele is different. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's one thing that I see in my people. Um, it's like we're scared to be ourselves.
Let me piggyback off of that. Um, Young black woman perspective is seeing it in older black women and younger black women. It feels as though the topic that I'm about to say, like what I'm about to say is like as a topic, I gotta have the right person on to cover this. As far as like, because this is a whole. What I'm about to say, it need to be a topic, podcast topic.
Yeah.
Why are black women so? Why does it feel like we're against each other? We're fighting against one another rather than coming together in unity. Because I feel like in black men, it's more common than it is for black women to come together, especially older and younger, or younger and younger, or older and older. I feel like it's a learned behavior for sure. Because
For sure.
if you see your mama hating on somebody, you gonna hate too. If you see her handle somebody some type of way, you gonna handle that person unless you actually push past that negative um mindset or what you were exposed to. Because I believe when you're exposed to different, you know better and you do different. That's
Right.
why it's foreign to other people when they see people react and be a different type of way. Because even as me being a black woman, like I, as a black woman, one of my biggest challenges is black women identifying what's being overstimulated looks like in another black woman. I get overstimulated and it looks like I'm mad at the world. And I'm not mad at the world. I'm just inside my head trying to tell myself it's gonna be all right. We about to be up out of here in about 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. I'm gonna be alone. We're gonna be good. I got this. And then
Yeah.
now what's wrong with you? Nothing wrong. Now something wrong because you asked me that's something wrong. It's something wrong. Leave me alone. I'm good. I'm chilling. And it's like that's something I've been learning in my studies as a future cyber psychologist. which is cybersecurity from a psychological perspective, is
Most
that
definitely.
we we want to perceive one another being a certain type of way based off our own trauma, based off of what we see online, and we try to live in these facades based off of where we feel like we want to be. Instead, we act like that's what we are. One thing I do, I line that up with myself. Where I am is who I am, and it's like not where I am, who I am, but what you see is what you get, in that sense of I'm not going to switch it up. I'm going to keep it 100. If I don't care for an individual, I'm not saying you'll know that, but I'm just saying I'm definitely not going to be in conversation with you. But I will be transparent if you were to ask me, hey, what's going on? Okay, we seem like a
Hmm.
person that's going to trigger me and my trauma. A lot of people I don't associate with because of the trauma I've gone through, and I know my triggers. I know who is going to take me back, who's going to take me somewhere I should not be, and who is somebody that's not going to put me in a healthy place. Other people be like, I don't like her. I don't like how she breathes, how she talk, how she do this, she that. Let me keep it real. All of that stuff is, to me, is ghetto activity, and I'm not associating that with a color. I'm associating that as a behavior. That is ghetto activity to say you don't like somebody because they do certain things. No, me, if dislike you as an individual, it's because of how you treat somebody. And we got
That
to get
part.
better at treating each other in a nurturing way. And when we don't
That part.
understand something, we need to be able to be open enough to say, hey, I don't understand your behavior. Can you please shed light to help me understand that? We need some action words, some empathetic words, some understanding of, hey, you ain't got to come at people aggressive when you don't understand something, especially us as Black women. Don't meet aggression with aggression, y'all. Sometimes you got to walk away from a person that's not willing to change their aggressive behavior, their
Yeah.
root behavior, from being a, okay, open, considerate, let's find a solution. I don't do chaotic, they call it chaotic problem behavior. I do solution. Let's give it the solution.
For sure. One of my favorite sayings is from a Batman movie,
Mm,
and the saying is, "You often fear what you don't understand." And I feel like a lot of that is misunderstandings because I'm just be real. As Black folk, man, we judge. The first thing we do is judge. It don't matter what you wearing. It don't matter what we gonna judge from across the room. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of where the downfall starts.
mhm,
You know what I'm saying? Especially with, I'm not just gonna blame the older generation, but with, the older generation will see a girl at church with a little skirt on, and
mhm,
look at her over there. You supposed to be focused on God. Don't worry about old girl over here in this skirt. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know what she went through as to why she wearing that today. That might have been her only thing that she had, or you know what I'm saying? I mean, so it could be anything, but I would just say that's where it starts. You fear or misunderstand what you do not take the time to communicate with to understand. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we got to start. I would just say we got to start asking questions.
mhm.
The first question is, how are you doing? Are you okay?
That part,
That
rather
could be
than
the
what's
first
wrong with you.
question. Right. How are you doing? What's up in your life? You good? How can I assist you with conversation to help ease whatever it is that's going on in your day? And I do things like this at work all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? My manager at this point get mad at me because I'm having a conversation to really understand who people are versus having a conversation to understand how to sell them something. I could sell anything to anybody. The difference between me is I have morals when it comes with certain things. You know what
Mhm,
I'm saying? So when I speak to someone, I will sit and talk to you for an hour and not upgrade your phone, not do nothing. But you came in and we sat down and we had this conversation for this long because we both needed it. There was something that you needed from this conversation, as well as there was something that I needed to hear from this conversation. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
So I gained my wealth off of that in real life. I get paid hourly. Yes, I get paid commission too for selling, but I like to get paid to actually help people. You know what I mean? Talk to me. Come holler at me. I tell customers all the time, you ain't got to buy nothing to come holler at me. Come talk to me. You having a good day? I'm gonna make you smile in this mug. You know what I'm talking about? So yeah, that's the thing. And I had to start taking my own advice because a lot of the times we tell people, yeah, you should pray 50 times a day. You ain't prayed once, but you got advice for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I had to start paying attention to myself because I've been judged a lot. I was the 3% in an all white school in Liberty. It was me and a couple of my partners. We got judged and looked at cross eyed every day. You know what I mean? So I had to start the same thing that I wanted from people. Talk to me, ask me something. What's up? Because how you're viewing me, how you may see me and my partners interact, it's different when you come and actually have a conversation with me. What me doing, we may look ignorant. We may, but we the same type that'll put on a suit, look real nice, and you wouldn't even know that we was over here being ignorant or just, being us. I won't even say being ignorant, just being us. That's another stigma. Us being us is viewed at as ignorant activity. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not even gonna use that word. I'm gonna just say us being us. But
I
come ask questions. You know what I'm saying?
now with that being said, like I can agree with that. A lot of people, in guys too. Oh my gosh, guys for sure. They're just like,
I see you, big bro Chris. I see you, man. What's up, big bro?
she's proper, she's stuck up, or hey, like she's cocky, she's arrogant, she's this what people just be saying, or hey, they feel like they got me figured out. I'm a mystery. Despite the things I've gone through, I'm a mystery. Somebody, my good sis today told me, that's her name today. She told me, she said, you are a mystery to these people out here. And they get upset because they don't know how to pinpoint who you are. So they make assumptions and then they have to sit back and watch you move the way you're moving based off of what from what they thought to what he really is.
Right.
And because they assume I'm all these things. Yes, I'm an educated black woman. And yes, my education has always been my focus. Yes, I'm very big on advocating for mental health. I'm very big on everything I'm doing being set up to be a future wife, being a healthy wife to my husband, being a healthy mother to my children. And it means educating myself, getting degrees. It means educating myself every day with reading things, nurturing myself, having healthy people around me.
That
I'm not,
part.
but I had somebody tell me, like, I was talking to this guy one time, and I thought he was awesome. He was just like, okay, like, why you even with me? First off, that's unattractive because what do you mean? If I'm entertaining you, then that means that, hey, like, if I'm entertaining, it means that this possibly been a relationship. That means I'm interested. Why
Yeah.
me? Because I was like, I ain't only seem like I'm your type. It seemed like you like uppity niggas. I was like, and yes, I said niggas on the podcast, y'all. I'm sorry if you white watching
Come
us
on
out.
now.
But
Yeah.
he's like, no. He's like, it seems like you like white men. I do like a white boy. But I also like my black man. Don't ever get it twisted. I love my black man. But my thing is like he didn't know until he switched on Kevin Gates in the car, and I got real. I started singing up songs left and right.
Hey.
Hey, I love me
Yeah.
some Kevin Gates, y'all. Cause what you talking about? Cause if he do
Come
that,
on now.
y'all. It switches. Hey, don't ever think you
Hey.
know because Kevin Gates come on. It's a whole nother line. I know. Look, you pull up his catalog. Come on now.
Come on.
I love me some
Say, I'm
Kevin
gonna,
Gates.
I'm gonna, I'm gonna just add to that. I'm gonna let you keep on. I'm gonna just say this. I gotta take a page from my big brother. I like what like me. You know what I'm saying? I like what like me. Now, not saying that everything that like me is gonna benefit me, but
Mm,
I like what like me simply because there's a mutual understanding somewhere in the middle. You know what I'm saying? And like I always tell my nephew, shout out to my nephew Tavion, shout out to Vayshawn, all my partners. I always say, man, listen, I know the old saying is, women like to be chased. Man, listen, that could be true. I appreciate that thought process, but how my belief system is built up, if she's running for a reason. And I'm not finna be chasing something that's running for a reason. So now you done got the girl that you done chased after. And now here come all the baggage that all the red flags and all the Nah, I like what like me because there's a mutual understanding of you see me. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times when you chase a woman, she ain't seeing you. That's the point. She ain't seeing you until you
Hmm.
running out. You see me yet? You see me yet? Nah, she doesn't. Like you chasing the bus stop at each stop and you can't get on. You got to keep like so. Nah, I like a nice little bus that's gonna stop for me too. You know what I'm saying? So
That's
I just wanted to add that in there. So it's not about a color thing; it's about a vibrational thing. If we vibrating on the same frequency, no matter what your color is, let's figure this out. You know what
exactly.
I'm saying? Let's figure this out.
Yeah, because it's highly unattractive when just I don't know about if it's with you and women, but when a guy tells me like, "Hey, why you entertaining me?" That's unattractive, y'all. But it's also unattractive too. Do not. It's like do not pursue a woman. Say you're pursuing a woman, and then you decide that in that pursuing, it's other agendas. Be upfront. Be upfront.
Hmm.
Because one thing about me is, if I'm not interested, I'm always transparent. I just don't want to be with you. That's how it is.
Straight
But I'm gonna
out.
be respectful because my thing
Straight
is
out.
that it's too much going on in this world to be trying to play with people's feelings and their emotions, and that's what
Straight
I'm not.
out.
You
Straight
know, so
out.
it's like, even with that, like us as black women and younger black women, like we want to set ourselves up to be all of these things that the church tells us that we need to be wives, to be mothers, and all these things. You have to seek and have a relationship with God yourself, but you also got to understand everything that works for an individual, other people don't work for us. You got to find what works for you, what
That
actually
part.
helps you understand yourself, whether that's getting into therapy, working out your issues, whether that's evaluating your circle, because your circle, as you progress, as you elevate, and as you heal, your circle should not look the same unless they're going and doing some of the things you're doing. If they still
That
unhealthy,
part.
all these other things, that ain't no
100%.
circle, y'all. That's like one of them when you try to draw the circle and it's uneven. A circle is even, y'all. It's not no, let me go ahead and have a squiggly line, something off. No, that means that, hey, there's something not aligning right. Come on now, y'all.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
you have to do and be better in that concept because you're not taking care of your mental health as well as the guy that you're pursuing, ladies, mental health when you're not doing what you need to do, nor gentlemen, nor if you don't know what you want to do. Because I know for me, I don't want to be chased because I'm not gonna have you chase me. Now, if you're chasing me, you're stalking me because I said I don't want you. Now, what I want you to do, I want a man to learn me. I want him to
Come
be able
on now.
to study to understand me like
You
a
see what I'm
book.
saying?
I want
You
it to
see
be
what I'm
a
saying?
passionate thing because
You see
that's
what
an
I'm talking about?
alignment.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? I want to get so aligned with my woman. I say this all the time and often. I want to get to the point to where I know her so well that she doesn't have to communicate. And I'm talking about body language is everything. When she comes in, I already know what type of day she had. Bath water was already running as she was coming in through the crib. And, her little wine is, you don't have to say anything. You get in, I undress you, just go relax. I got whatever is handled. You know what I'm saying? But
He
when
said,
you are, when Hey, I'm being real. So these are the things like when I talk about being married and stuff like that, these are the type of things that excites me to become because these are the type of things that I want to pass on to my son. These are the type of things that I want to pass on to my daughter whenever I have a daughter. These are the things that I want to put on to future generations is like a lot of the times communication is the misunderstanding because people say things a lot of the time but we're not paying attention to their body language that's drawing the clear message.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm sure all of my bros in the chat, everybody can attest to when a girl tells you, "Yeah, you can. It's cool. Go ahead and hang out with the homies and leave me here by myself all night. Go ahead. Yeah, dude. She twitching and everything. You like, all right, man. And then you wondering why there's a problem when you come home is because you missed the body language of the whole equation. So that's why I'm saying, like, you know what I'm talking about? I want to get to the point to where we don't have to say anything.
Mhm.
Like when you wake up in the morning and you I already know you like the blinds cock crooked a little bit to let a little bit of sunlight come in, but you don't want too much. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's really like that. Other than maybe, what do you want different for dinner? I could just cook, but I could cook something you might not even be in the mood for it. So other than that, you know what I'm saying? What we eating? But other than that, nah, I know her schedule. You know what I'm saying? Because I sat and observed and learned and listened. And you know what I'm saying? She likes to be touched certain ways because she said it. Or if I poke her a certain way and I know where the little spots are. So yeah, it's all about paying attention and observing. But yeah, I want to get to that point to where my kid's gonna be like, Daddy, why you and mom are like the happiest people ever, and y'all don't talk at all because I've paid attention to your mom so well that we don't have to. We talk to y'all because we teaching y'all about body language and stuff like that. But me and your moms, we so locked in. You know what I'm saying? We ain't really gotta say nothing unless it's an emergency.
And same Miss Carlene, you raised them right. We on here saying some facts. I'm like, okay, all right, we're gonna
Hey,
continue notes.
but
Okay.
at the same time, though, I will say, as a man, I want that same energy reciprocated. I want a
As
woman to learn me down. Like, learn me down to the point to where she know when I'm lying, even if it's obvious, because I'm not a liar. But if I tell a little white lie, babe, did you give me that little Christmas gift? Nah, I ain't get that mug. She like, yeah, he got it. He, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know. But yeah, real talk, it gotta be like that for me, or I'm not talking about marriage at all. We not nah, if it's not like that, I'm cool, bachelor for the rest of my life.
plus that, if I wouldn't mind being single for the rest of my life and not being a mother for the rest of my life, if that means that it's not something genuine, and it's not rare that women go without having kids or go without being married. It's just, you want something real, you hold out for something real. But I do feel like a lot of those women that are single, that have been single that long, it's a lot of things that they did not unpack themselves. Whether that was
For
healing,
sure.
whether that was ego, whether that was their standards. Like sometimes standards
Sure.
can be worse.
Ooh, them two right there,
So,
ego and standards. Woo!
standards can be
That's a
like
hot
bars.
one.
You know what I mean? Because we just like, okay, we talking about bar. I'm talking about prison. Standards sometimes can put you in a state of just sitting like you in a jail cell. You can't go nowhere. You can't do nothing. Is this and that? Because some standards are not. It's not such thing as being high. They're just not called standards. They're called, this is what you're gonna do or else. Now,
Yeah,
standards are okay. I'm not going to just give my body to any and every man that come my way.
straight out.
Those are standards. Now, there's such thing as I'm not about to give my body to no man at all for the rest of the time I'm on this earth. Like I'm saying, those in a sense are what you call being in jail bondage type thing. You're not
Yeah,
open to certain things. Like the standard of, okay, well, I'm putting myself at this level, I'm going to save myself. But no, hey, I'm going to save myself just period because nobody's worthy. But then you're wondering why the pursuit of you is not happening. At that point, that's not in pursuit. That's what you call chasing. I'm gonna chase you and I'm gonna play a game because of something that I went through, I'm not healed from. So
straight
therefore, I'm
up.
gonna hold off on my body. I'm gonna hold off on my mind. I'm gonna hold off on everything. And that's women too. If you're listening, we have to be aware how we are hindered mentally, emotionally, and physically on um when it comes to pursuing relationships, friendships, intimate relationships, man, woman, or nothing against the LGBTQI community, whatever it may be. But I'm saying you have to be in the space to understand what may trigger me that I may project
Yeah,
onto this individual that I'm wanting to pursue. How
for sure.
transparent do I need to be with this individual that every single time something's going on, I don't have to just go be like, you know what, well, I've been through this, I've been through that, so I need to understand that. No, understanding is okay, but it's a difference between you're walking through your healing process. Get into therapy, y'all. Get into a support group. Get into paint therapy, whether that's sit down talk therapy, because no one has to baby you in your unhealed version of yourself. You can be unhealed and be unhealed and not be noticeably toxic. We think people
Yeah,
talk crazy about it and talk crazy to you. No, you can have behaviors where they can be hindering the relationship. And
yeah,
again, that where there's not standards, there's just bars. You're just sitting in prison. You're in solitude. You're not wanting to move. You're not wanting to do certain things. So understand your difference between your standards. Your standards is what you have that makes the guy instantly just be like, you know what? Wow, she she respect herself. Not, oh my gosh, she protecting herself. You should protect yourself, but
Yeah,
not in that manner, y'all.
yeah. And that also lets a man know how to treat or how to court you based off how you treat or court yourself. You know what I'm saying? So if I see a nice little young lady and you know what I'm saying, and she buys Gucci and takes herself out to nice steak restaurants and things like that, then I know if I were to approach her, I'm already knowing the standard of what I'm getting myself into. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the times men will try to date up knowing that they might not be in that situation. And it's okay to always, shoot for the stars. It can happen. But you gotta understand the reality of this woman does not have to lower her standards to mess with you. And a lot of times that gets a man's ego because it's like, bro, you met me in the Gucci store. I was buying bags and doing my thing on my own. You approached me in here and then expect me to say that going to McDonald's because I'm with you is cool. That hurts a man's ego. No, I'm not going to McDonald's with you because I ain't ate McDonald's since I was 10 years old. Imagine a woman telling a man that I ain't ate McDonald's in 10 years because I've been self-sufficient. I could go buy a McDonald's if I want to, and that's where you want to eat. That's gonna hurt a man ego. Now she all type of bitches and all type of this and uppities, and she like white niggas, and you know what I'm saying. But we gotta understand the certain levels, and I always say there are different criterias of woman, just like there is of man. There are different levels to everybody. You just
Mm-hmm.
gotta find you someone that you equally yoke with. There's someone out there that will go to McDonald's with you, you
Right.
know. But I'll just be honest. So when I came back to Kansas City like a couple months ago, I was like heavy, and it's been on my heart heavy for the past couple years of being a husband and things like that. But being a man and a provider, there's certain things that I gotta get in line before I could even start taking down that path. You know what I'm saying? And one of the young ladies that I reconnected with coming back here, you know what I'm saying? She's traveling nurse, got her own crib. She's looking to get another crib. You know what I'm saying? She pulled up in a vehicle that I wanted, the big old Jeep with the big tires, with and I'm looking at her like, okay, let me figure out how to step my game up so we can start having different conversations versus, ah, man, she uppity. Nah, I'm trying to learn from her. You got your first house on lock. You looking right now to get another house. I'm looking to get out my mama house. So there's steps that, you know what I'm saying, that I got to take before I could even take thinking of another step with her seriously. You know what I mean? But it's just you got to understand where you're at in life, and that's with anybody. This even goes for a woman. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times women will go out of their way too for a man that I won't say is out of their league, but you're right now, he took the elevator up to 3. You still on 1. It ain't like you can't get there, but you know what I'm saying? You got to put yourself in position to be able to push that button to go up to level 3 because conversations are going to be different. You know what I'm saying? That's what I had to learn.
Agree.
Listen, nobody nobody is above or beneath anybody.
You could say that again. Facts.
But one thing I had to learn is the intellect of people can start to feel like they're leaving you behind. Like one of my best friends, I'm not gonna lie, when he went to college and started learning a few things, and I was still at home just kind of figuring out, where I go, and me and him having conversations. Yeah, bro, I'm traveling here because we got the da 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 da. He's an engineer, So you know the type of conversations engineers be having at the, and he's hitting me over the head with certain stuff, and I got to pull out the dictionary, and I got the, and that's my brother. Like, you know what I'm saying? Been 20 years in friendship wise. That's still my dog to this day. But there was certain things that he couldn't talk to me about. You know what I'm saying? And he was just like, well, Cam is here. I could talk to him about the things that are down here. But I got other friends up here that I could have those conversations with. And I'm like, man, I got to get up there. I got to get up there. So I started applying myself in different directions. Let me go get my degree. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a degree in something that I love.
Mhm.
But even with putting myself in that aspect of getting a degree in music, I'm meeting people from different countries and different states, having different conversations other than just the basic, yeah, I'm out of high school, I went to high school here, and we now these people telling me about where they went and where they visited and went out the country for a couple, months or years, and now my mind is just like, damn, okay, all right. Now I'm starting to have these conversations in these different rooms with these different people. Now I'm not the smartest guy in the room no more. So now I could be comfortable with
Mhm.
not being the smartest guy in the room because it's time for me to learn something. You know what I mean? So yeah, yeah. It's been a blessing. Say this whole conversation been a blessing. I swear to God, for real. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to put yourself in position instead of hoping that somebody will pull you up to their position.
I
You know what I
agree.
mean?
I agree with you 100% because, like, I we talk about the mental health stigma and African American community and so on and so on. But it's the individuality that takes the cake for me. It's like if we see as much as issues that we see, we gotta look within, like you were saying before, deal with what needs to be dealt with, and not be perfect. Because I said this on my podcast a couple weeks ago. I think it was on the episode with your mom, and I said I want to be so obsessed with myself, not cocky, not arrogant, not shady or anything. So obsessed with myself that when
Ain't nothing
someone
wrong with that.
well, when someone tells me something about me in a way that it's critical, whether it's good or bad, I want to be able to take that and run to God and run to my therapist and talk to them about how I can I be a better individual, because that's very important to me. Because when you want to advocate for something, you want to, your heart is for something, you have to be in alignment of what that is. You can't say you're advocating for mental health and then you're not taking care of your own mental health. Can't say I want
Come
people
on
to be
now.
better, but you're not trying to be a better you. Can't
Come on
say
now.
love you, but then you acting like you don't care about yourself. Another reason that we got to get understood, y'all, we say we are so much in loving ourselves that the way that we handle predicaments that have happened or situations that have happened in how we wear them. You should not wear situations after they're gone on. How you wear them says a lot about how you love yourself. We wear
Yeah.
situations like articles of clothing, and
Yeah.
it looks like anger, it looks like frustration, it looks like you're disgusted and mad at the world. That y'all
Yeah.
gotta shed yourselves from that, like snakes shed, chameleons shed. Bears gotta hibernate. They gotta do all the things they gotta do in order. Animals gotta do all these things they gotta do in order to go through the facts of metamorphosis. Butterflies gotta be they are larvae before they become caterpillars, before they go into chrysalis, before they come out to be butterflies. You have to
Yeah.
go understanding of shedding all the things that you thought you knew about who you feel like you are, and be able to get into a place where you can continue to be poured into. You don't be unhealthy out here, y'all, because it's no such thing as I'm good, I'm cool, I'm perfect. Because I say I don't want to be perfect. I just want to be aware enough where when something's being said, I can instantly just be like, you know what? Okay. Because I had a situation yesterday that happened, and I was like, you know what? It's more about that person than it is about me. So let me
Yeah.
go and just take a step back. But at the same
Say,
time, I realized something about myself. So, and in that, I
nah.
realized nothing like, no, no. But I realized in that about myself is that the way that I cannot control how somebody perceives me. What I can control is my ability to be open to receiving what that individual may have, how they may have received me, and then open up a conversation as to, okay, well, I understand where you're coming from, because I don't believe there's such thing as in there's two victims, there's two people that misunderstand each other, and we can come to a solution. I don't like victim mentality. I can't do too much. I'm a victim.
Straight out. Straight out. Straight out. Hey, I ain't got nothing to say to that. You wrap that up with a bow on that one. Yeah, yeah. You wrap that one up with a bow for sure. Yeah. Only thing I could just add is just what you was already saying. It starts at home. You know what I mean? It starts at home. You can't change the world before you change yourself.
Biggie said
Yeah.
that in the
Yeah.
BIG said, he said, well, I think who was that said, Pac said, no, it was Diddy's like, I want to change the world. And he goes,
Yeah, he
and
changed the world, all right. Yeah, he changed the world.
he said to change your. So I was like, oh, okay. I was like, cool. That was when that movie came out. That was a line that I never stopped thinking about. If I gotta
Yeah.
look ahead before I can even look at anybody else and be like, hey, you so and so, because we got to look at the difference too, y'all, between somebody that we got to know the difference between toxic behaviors and trauma behaviors, y'all. That's conversation for itself, because it's a difference, y'all. Because there's a toxic behavior and there's a trauma behavior. Because we be like, oh my gosh, man, but the
That's
truth.
true. But don't you feel like a lot of the times the toxic behavior is fueled by the trauma?
Yes, but in some situations, yes, I believe that. But there's also trauma behavior, meaning that saying I had a trauma behavior where I didn't like to be touched, meaning that saying I go to church, don't touch me. You know, in the sense where it's like if
Yeah,
I ask to be in my space, don't assume you come and rush up to me and then you forcefully hugging me. I didn't like that because it's just like, whoa,
makes sense.
because that's like that consent comes not just from a sexual aspect, it comes overall. No means no, and yes
That
means
part.
yes. Leave people alone, you know. And that's for me.
That
I had
part.
that was my trauma, and other people are like, okay, that's toxic. How's that toxic? That's me controlling my space. That's my area. That's something
I
I
feel
need
it.
to work out, not for you, not for an individual to comment on. Where I'm just like, oh, now you got an issue with me because I said no. I only hug people that I trust to come this close to me. But
That
there's
part.
people that have toxic behaviors where they'll get upset and mad at the world, and then they'll just spew their toxicity to everybody and be mean to everybody. That's not how I roll. That's not
I
me.
feel it. I feel it. Hey, I do want to piggyback off this. I do want to say this because the word perfect is subjective, right? If
Mm.
someone were to ask me, Cameron, do you think you're perfect? Yeah, because I'm the perfect me. You're not gonna ever see nobody like me. I'm the perfect me. Now, if you're asking in a general sense of what the world thinks perfect, see, when the world thinks perfect, they thinking of like a 2K character that's 99 overall. He can shoot, he can dunk, he can run fast, he can sprint, he can. Nah, I'm my greatest abilities are allowing other people to be great too. So when I say I'm perfect, I'm saying me, Cameron Carter is the perfect Cameron Carter. He's talkative. He gonna talk. He gonna sleep when he wants to. He gonna rap, make music, take care of his son, spend time with his nieces, nephews, holla at his brothers, and that's the best me that I could be. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to run and jump and how high for everybody. I'm not here to LeBron dunk. I'm not here to free throw from the nah. I'm the perfect me. So when we talk about perfect, it's subjective because I'm perfect. I'm perfect. I'm the perfect son. I'm the perfect brother. I'm the to my abilities. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you ask my brothers, they be like, man, that nigga ain't the perfect brother. But I'm the
I ain't never heard that. Like, hey, you dropping gems.
yeah, because perfect is subjective. So it's just like beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You might think that you might say that your boyfriend or your man is perfect. Somebody else might look at him and be like, ugh, bro, it's ugly. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You know what I'm saying? So nah, I'm perfect. I'm perfect. And it just gets better every single day. And the reason why I say that is because I want other people to feel like that about themselves. because a lot of people feel like they're not perfect. But when I ask you this, it's like perfect according to whose standards? You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not a straight A student. Never been. Don't care to be. You know what I'm saying? It's my intelligence, my me being me is not a straight A student. Why? Because I'm the perfect example of how intelligent can be without being a straight A student. You know what I'm saying? And again, straight A's is subjective based on someone else grading you, telling you that you need to be in this percentile. I don't need to be over there with all them folk. I need to be over here where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Me and the straight A folks, we can have conversations just like me and everybody that's failing can have a conversation in like-mindedness. So that's where I draw the perfectness. It's not, I'm setting my own standards. The
Exactly.
world is not going to set a standard for me and think that I'm going to fit in the box. That's not how my belief system is set up. So when you ask me, are you perfect? Yeah, I'm perfect. And I'm only getting greater every single day. So watch me.
That is very well said, because I 100% agree with you, because I can I when I was in DC, I was around people that I felt like was way smarter than me. I was telling my mom, and my mom, she on her Rashana Freeman, she's a chemical engineer. So that means she's science
Listen,
very smart. I don't know. She's talking about letters, numbers, and dots and circles. I mean, I don't know what that is.
listen. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And to that point, some people may have them degrees. And I'm not saying your mom is one of these, but I'm saying some people have those degrees and can't even sit and have a conversation how me and you having. You
Exactly.
see what
They
I'm
not able
saying?
to exactly not able to articulate. Because when I was in your nephew's on here, he said, "Hey, uncle."
What's up,
Um,
Neff? I see you, boy. Hey, Desmond, I seen you too, boy. I know my big sister watching. Steven, what's happening, y'all? What it do? I got to show love to everybody that show love to me, man. What's going down? Hey, Tavion, I was just talking about you, boy. I was just talking about you, man.
Keisha
Big
Carter said,
sis, okay. All right, my bad, y'all. I had to,
"Are you good?
hey,
Go ahead.
boy.
Go
Y'all
ahead."
really love me. Hey, y'all love me, huh? Nah.
Yeah, he got it jumping, y'all. He got it jumping, y'all. But
Shout out.
when I was in DC, like that whole entire thing, like when I tell you, I never thought a day in my life that I was smart until I met my godmom. She had to help me validate I was smart, because I was told that I was dumb. Even anything I did. And I began to believe that. And I began to live that, be that, failing, doing whatever. It wasn't until I met her that she poured into me that I had the abilities that I had. That's why when people meet me, I'd be like, "Are you serious?" Like, I even told your mom I've been homeless on the street. I've been I've been abused. All the abuse that I've been abused, and mostly all the abuses. I've been neglected. I've been all of those things. The
I'm
woman I
sorry
am,
to hear that, for real.
thank you. The woman that I am today is because it took one woman, Rashana Freeman, she's on there now, to actually see the goodness in me and the calling from God to be in my life, to be who I am. Because I stepped into rooms where I felt like they way smarter than me. Come to find out, Karen, they like, you're so intelligent. I just love you. Like, I had
Yeah,
my on here a couple weeks ago. She is an aspiring astronaut with NASA, and she's doing groundbreaking research for NASA. And I was like, "Girl, you smarter than me." She's like, "No, I feel like you're smarter than me." And I'm like, "Okay, maybe we're smart in different areas, but girl, come on now. You're
that
talking
part.
about you're talking about going to school for some plants to be able to do something in space with them. No, no, you're that different than me." But I believe that as the people that we come across, they're able to pour into us so we can see ourselves. Because for
Yeah,
what people see is different. Because it's like, for me, like, even with them, somebody's like, "Oh yeah, she like white girls." She like this, and I'm like, "Look, I like a guy that got confidence." You know what I mean? I like a guy that,
yeah,
but I also, because of the things I've gone through, I want a man that also can understand how to love me. When I say
yeah.
he learns me, that he loves me, and I want to make it easy for him to love and learn me. I'm not gonna make it difficult. I'm doing the work, because no man deserves to have a woman that has gone through hell and back and not doing the work. Because
That
it takes
part.
work, y'all. Because I do the work. I
That
talk about
part.
the time I have gone through on this podcast, but I also elaborate on the fact therapy for sure, y'all. Not that anything is wrong with me, but because that's security, y'all. But also,
Yeah,
you are You are who you allow yourself to be subjected in being. I thought I
Yeah.
was dumb until I met my mom. She was like, "You're not, and whoever you around, you need to get away from, and whatever's going
Yeah.
on, you need not to." So I removed myself from a lot of things, a lot of family members. I don't even have any communication with any biological family. She is my family. I call your mom. I call that's my auntie. She may be like a mama one day. She may be whatever. She about everything. You know what I mean? Because it's just like
Yeah.
I'm open to learning as a young black woman that has gone through things and coming into the fact of being able to have honors, being able to embrace who I have become and who I am so excited to know who I'm going to continue on being, like who I'm going to grow in being, that metamorphosis, being that beautiful butterfly, doing all those different things. Because when you
Yeah.
heal, y'all, I learned you open up different versions of yourself. You breathe for I'm telling you. I
Come
learned
on
myself
now.
outside of trauma, and I don't eat the same things, and I don't think the same way, and I don't have the same taste in people, places, things, and activities. It changes. And I said this on a podcast before. When trauma is introduced, it alternates the DNA. It's a manipulation to the DNA. That's why I say when two people are having kids and they both going through trauma, you are creating a baby out of
That
trauma,
boy
and the baby
diabolical.
itself is mutating. Like this is the stuff I
Yeah.
wanted to study. Like I wanted to be a
That's a
neuropsychologist.
diabolical ass baby.
Yes, because it's like you wonder why your baby crying, you wonder why your baby you're advancing at a younger age because of what you have exposed your DNA to another person's DNA that's been through trauma, and it's already in our DNA as African American people of our ancestors being enslaved. DNA is in our DNA, like the trauma is in our DNA. It's already mutated into it. So you got your trauma, the trauma your parents gave you that you was born into, on top of
Boy.
the child that you have,
Boy.
fathered or whatever, and then you looking at the fact like, man, I can't get a hold of this because all of them neurons, all of them, the DNA is going head to head, is fighting itself. That's why they call that
Mm-hmm.
chemical imbalances, y'all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight
So
up.
we gotta learn to balance that because I truly believe you can balance a chemical imbalance. I've been doing it. So I
You
know
know
we can,
what?
y'all.
And the best part about that is it's really taking time out for yourself. Like
Mm-hmm,
one thing that I had to learn and one thing that helped my growth with myself was being single for so long, dealing with myself. You know what I'm saying? Understanding what I'll accept, what I want, what I like, what I don't. But it takes a lot of time to be with yourself. Cause
mm-hmm,
see, a lot of times we human, we go through lonely stages and phases of where, oh, I don't want to be alone, or I don't want to just be sitting here by myself. And then you know what I'm saying? You take yourself out of the learning yourself stage and you
mm-hmm,
forget about yourself to go learn about somebody else. And you're still trying to learn yourself and learn this person. Now it's kind of frustrating because you didn't understand how quickly you could change. Like me and my big brother say, every day we wake up, I'm a different person than I was yesterday. You know what I'm saying? What I need today ain't the same as what I needed yesterday. So understanding these habits, these thoughts,
yeah.
plays a big part in healing and understanding the traumas that we've been put through, whether it's been our parents that downloaded their traumas from their childhood onto us. And you know what I'm saying, it takes a lot of time to sit with yourself and just what's the word I'm looking for, recap.
Mm-hmm,
You know what I'm saying? I had to sit with myself for a long time and recap a lot of my past relationships. Okay, well, why did it go bad? Or why did it, why did she say this? Or how did I make her feel when I said this? Or now that I'm older, I understand why she said that. Or now that I took time to look in the mirror, I understand why. You know what I'm saying? So I don't take this um this trauma, this feeling into the next relationship. And I feel like a lot of the times, I'm gonna say this, and this is just from a man standpoint, because I don't really know what men do. I don't date men, but I do know that women carry a template and a checklist of what the last nigga did, and they start grading you from day one based off of the last checklist from the last dude. and you can't do that. And that's with men too, because I've done the same. I've done the same thing. Get with a new chick, and you're not finna be like my ex. All right, goddamn it, you're not finna be like. And she's looking at me like, bro, wait, hold on, like who said that I don't like what you do in this aspect? And in my head, I'm like, oh damn, well, my ex didn't like it, so I'm just assuming that you don't, or and it starts creating awkward, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, so and then yeah, so that's what I would say too. Take so much, spend time with yourself to where when you do find that new person, that new opportunity, whether it's a job, a relationship, or whatever, you took time to heal from your past jobs, your past relationships, your past traumas, so that way
Yeah.
you look at the new being, opportunity, whatever it is, with a clean slate. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would say too going forward is spend time with yourself. It's the most important thing. I learned that as a man and from other relationships that I've had with men. Because we go as men, we're different in relationship because we'll go from one to the next to the next. We got our foot out halfway out the door with this one, a foot halfway in the door with this one over here. Cause I know this one gonna end soon. So I'm already trying to get in over here so I can slide in. You know what I'm saying? And it just yeah, you know what I'm saying? It continues to just create that turmoil. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, sometimes you got to be by yourself. You got to cut those soul ties. You got to stop thinking about that person and what they put you through or whatever. And that's how I started to learn. And I started to learn from myself. Okay, you can't talk in certain manners, you know what I'm saying? Or I can. It just depends on who I'm dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Again, I tell people all the time, and I keep this mindset. And I've been told a lot of times that I can't have this mindset, but you can't tell Cam he can't. My whole thing is like this. I gotta be myself to the fullest, whether that means using profanity, cussing, because this is how I am on an everyday basis. And what I always say is the most authentic you is
Mhm.
gonna scare off the weak ones that would have never made it. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
That's
Being
it.
myself is gonna scare off the weak people that are not even supposed to be in my circle, no way. So no, I'm not supposed to stop talking how I'm talking. No, I'm not supposed to sugarcoat nothing for you. You are not meant to be in my circle. And with all peace and love, I gotta release you from my circle. It's no hate, it's no nothing. It's just we get down a different way over here. You either accept it or you don't. You don't, I love you, but you gotta go sit at the other table. That's
And
all.
I'm piggyback off of that because it's just like some people that told me it was like, hey, I don't like how you run your podcast. Okay, fine. Then it ain't for you. And don't hop on. Don't subscribe. Unsubscribe. That's
Go
how I
watch
personally.
somebody else.
Exactly, because how I feel is personally, it's a safe space for people healing from trauma. And in that, if you're seeing trauma behavior, that's what the space is for. If you see somebody responding some type of way, then hey, that's what the space is for. It says don't he without sin cast first stone. Don't be sitting there looking at how somebody doing certain stuff. People will intentionally watch some stuff, y'all, just to have an opinion on it. That's society. That's social media. That
Yeah, yeah.
it's a
This that
it's a
new
it's
era we live in.
sad. It's a sad thing to have because there's no space. I told you what I wanted to do. Now I'm not gonna say it on here because that's social. What I want to do in the next couple years, but even
Yeah,
in that, I am very big on advocating for mental health spaces for people that have gone through tumultuous circumstances, because there's no space for them. That's why this podcast was created, for spaces for people that have gone through things that they want to share. You want to get on here, you want to
yeah,
cry. You want to get on here and tell your story. You want to get on here and
yeah.
shoot the shits. That's just what it is. Somebody get on here and cuss. I never said it was a 400% Christian podcast. And even if it was, to each his own, y'all. Let's just keep it real. People need to feel comfortable in their skin. If they're not hurting somebody, we always want to have comments on when somebody's doing something, but we don't want to evaluate that, hey, maybe that individual and what they're doing is minimal to what they really could be doing. So what they cussing? So what they
Mm-hmm.
talking about, they hurting and pain on certain stuff. So what that
Mm-hmm.
it sound like it's it's being accusatory and making people feel small. Then you need to get your small self off this podcast. It's a big platform, yo.
That's it.
We'll hop up in
Yeah.
this and go here to be a guest on this podcast. Let's talk about why you feel that way. That's how I feel.
I'm
Hop
telling
on,
you.
yes. Not trying to be cocky or
Yeah.
disrespectful, but you said nobody could tell you that you can't, Cameron. Anybody that tells Destiny she can't, I'd be like, bet and watch you. Because
Come on
anybody
now.
that knows me, they know that I'm always up and I'm always doing something. Meaning that's
Come
it.
on now.
They looked up Destiny was in DC at the Pentagon. She was right around the corner from the White House. She was mingling with people up in DC. She political news reporters. She was mingling with this person that I'm telling you, it was like what? This ain't no like oh Destiny got a podcast. Destiny has degrees. Destiny's doing this. Destiny's doing that. Because one thing about me that people don't understand is I'm going to thrive and do what needs to be done. It
That
don't look
part.
like people think it's supposed to look like, but I'm going to win. While you're talking about what I'm not, what you feel like I should be doing and how I should be articulating it, I'm gonna need you to get up on your bag. I'm gonna need you to get up on your
That
success,
part.
and get up on them accolades because you sitting here looking and think about the wrong stuff, y'all. Because if you're looking at
That
somebody
part.
else's shortcomings, or better yet, trying to take an opinion on something when you're not even close to where they're at, you need to actually look at yourself first. Because you
That
don't
part.
people that are successful and doing what they need to do, they don't have opinions on people. They too busy working and doing what they need to do. So I'm gonna
That
say
part.
real with get in your bag and do what you need to do in your life and stop having opinions on people regarding what they're doing and how they're doing it because in reality it's not that it is what it is. It's exactly what you see them minding their business and them being successful. You want to be
Real talk.
successful, let's collab. If not, go on about your day because I don't live in the space in the realm where I have to conform to what you want me to be. I'm going to
That
be me,
part.
who God says I'm supposed to be, and then put my little touch on it. You know what I mean? Like I'm be what God tells
That
me to do,
part.
a little touch. But
That's the best
that's
way
it.
to get who God got for you in store. And just like I tell anybody, man, get you some opinion blockers. Get you a nice pair, you feel
That
me,
part.
of opinion blockers. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's some shades with, get you some opinion blockers. Real talk. Because I had to start learning that. Because a lot of the times, just like I was telling you, like when my mom putting me in white schools and things like that, I had to learn to become a chameleon. And when I say that, I'm saying when you put me in a room with anybody, my color changes. I'm vibing with any surrounding. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why being yourself is so imperative is that's how you find your husband. That's how you find your wife. That's how you find your opportunity outside of the 9 to 5 when your heart is really speaking outside of just working for somebody else. That's how you find what's for you. You know what I'm saying? If I got to dumb down my intellect to talk to you, then that means I'm stunting my growth. And that means I can't even really help you grow because you cutting down my intelligence to try to help you pat your ego on the back. You know what I'm saying? So nah, we like I said, be yourself. We gonna scare the weaklings out the way because only the strong survive, and that's in any situation. So hey, say that's where we at with it. Listen, be yourself. I'm telling
Oh,
you.
and one of your friends they asked, Christopher said, "What do you consider toxic?" Sorry, I'm just not getting to this question. What I consider to be toxic is an individual by any means necessary going out of their way to hurt you. That's toxic. To intentionally hurt you and know that how it could affect you, or better yet, don't even care how it affects you. That is my definition of somebody that is toxic. And I have been in situations with people that are like, I've gone through trauma, but I'm not going to intentionally hurt nobody. I don't care who you are. I don't play that because it's some real life killers out here. Like I said, my background is in criminal justice, which one day I do want to be a lawyer, but I want to get my tech degree first. But it's some people out here, they not playing with y'all. They not.
0%.
That is
Yeah.
some people out here. You got some Jeffrey Dahmer, some John Wayne Gacy's. These are serial killers I'm mentioning, y'all. And then it's a percentage of serial killers you have no idea that you're in contact with, that you walk past, that you go to church with, you work
Man.
with. It's real out here. People are looking for reasons to validate why they should do what they do. So why be toxic? Why do something to somebody and think your toxic behavior is validating to do to somebody? Especially, I got to touch on this because I said I was going to touch on this on podcast.
Come on with it.
It's people out here that will say, "Oh, I got them hands." That will say, "Oh, I beat up anybody. I'm about that life." That will say, I'll argue somebody down, or hey, I'll cuss somebody out real bad. Let me get y'all to understand this. And this is what I saw on my journey. Some real people, some real hitters. They don't talk. A person that has to tell you what they about is not really fully about it. Because let me tell you, some people that go fully into it and decide that, hey, I'm finna go chop somebody up, about to go shoot them up, whatever. It's some people out here not playing full decks. You think you're not playing with a full deck? It's some people that the cards ain't always in the deck and they don't care. And they be the coolest people. I met some
Man,
people like, yeah, you off. You know what I mean?
for
Like you
real.
off. But teach
Say,
his
I
own.
know some of them in the family.
People ain't got nothing to lose, y'all. That's what I'm saying. That's why I be looking at people like, yeah, I've been through trauma, but I'm not about that life. I'm not trying to hurt nobody. I'm not trying to intentionally hurt people. That's like I said, insanity. Doing something over and over again, expecting a different result. So therefore, if
Mhm.
you know you're toxic and you know your toxicity is a joking toxicity, like yeah, I know I'm toxic. Please understand that you're operating at a dangerous level because there's some
I'm
real
gone.
toxic people out here like Ted Bundy's and stuff like that will turn around and next thing you know, you missing. You know what I mean? The next thing you know,
Man, listen.
but next thing you know, you know somebody close to you, something happened or whatever it may be. Leave people alone, y'all. That's how I feel. I go like I said, I've gone through things. I don't hurt people, but I tell you, when I'm in public and I'm always watching, my radars be up. And I'm a people watcher. I'm a person where you don't think I'm watching anybody, but I know what's up in the environment. I'm an analyzer. That's what my degree background is. It's to psychoanalyze into profile. So it's like, okay, I know that person not playing with a full deck, but you sitting there talking about how you not playing with a full deck. Let me tell you right now, your hands ain't nothing compared to them chopping your hands off. What you gonna do when they chop them off? You got nubs.
Man, listen. Come on now. Hey,
Better
which
go
is
get off
another
the
why.
belt.
That's another reason why I treat everybody with respect because even with even with traveling in some of the worst neighborhoods when I lived in LA, you know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily what you do, it's how you do it. And
Yeah,
it's how you carry yourself. So if I'm in that mindset of man, I whoop anybody, da 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 da. When you confess things like that, you're bringing that type of energy into your life. Like my big brother actually got on my head about that a few months ago because I was just joking. Me and bro was at home and I was like, man, you know, I ain't had a good little fight in a minute. I want to know if I still got them hands. I promise you, Destiny, it was a day or two after that. I went out to a little bar for a birthday, little get together, whoopity womp, and this dude had a problem with me off bat because I showed up in the place with I guess one of his little exes or something like that. So bro really wanted the issue, so he thought. But when it was really time to get down, he didn't want the issue. But he didn't want the issue. I would say it wasn't even him. It was me really in control of the whole situation because deep down I didn't want the issue. Not because I was scared. My whole thing was bro was drunk, he out of his mind, so he don't know if he really want to fight for a cause or not. So in my head, it's kind of like taking advantage of a drunk anybody in any type of situation. You know what I'm saying? So I let bro slide, but my brother, I came home and told my brother that. He's like, nigga, you remember you was walking around here watching all them Gervonta Davis fights and shit, thinking that you was that. So when you kept saying, damn, I wonder if I still got it, universe answered you quick. You want to know if you still got it or not? I was like, damn, I didn't want it like that, but you know what
hey,
I'm
he's so
saying?
right because it
But
will
it be
seem
like
that
that.
it
Yeah,
will seem.
it be like that real quick too. And I was just like, man, all right, let me start watching my words because in any instance, it could go bad. You know what I'm saying? Especially being in an environment where I'm new to. You know what I'm saying? But that just goes to say. So the whole time that I lived in LA, me and my brother done rode past Jack boys in the car. I'm talking about they pull right up to us. It's 5 niggas in the car, all black hoodies on, all you know what I'm saying. With the we know what y'all on. So just a sign of respect. What's up, y'all good? Y'all having a good day? Type of feel like y'all good. And like I'm saying, it's the energy that you be on. Cause of course, if we match their energy, what you think gonna happen? Now we on the news for something, a misunderstanding, or not even a misunderstanding, a match of energy. You want to be tough, they want to be tough. Now who gonna be the toughest out of this? You know what I'm saying? Man, I just want to go home and make it back to my family. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So,
Because
but yeah, words are super powerful. You know what I'm talking about? So that's yeah, that
the
was a big lesson in itself.
yeah, because the power comes in. The power in the healing, in the healthiness comes from focusing on things that people can't take away from you, which is your character. They can't take away your character. They could talk about who they think you are, but they can't take that away. Work on that, your character. They can't take away your business unless you're doing something illegally with it. Get up on your business,
Mhm.
your money. Like people out there, like you have to. That boy portrays you at 30, retire them hands.
Hey, that's my best friend who I was telling you we 20 years locked in. That's what's up. What's up, artist? That's my dog. Yeah, we 20 years in. Up here getting old.
But yeah, yeah,
He
like
said retire them hands. Hey, I got you, man. Listen.
like things y'all that people cannot take away from you. You know, like you have kids, nobody can take that away from you unless you're doing something you ain't supposed to do. But
For sure.
focus on those things that matter the most, y'all. Like those things are things that are going to help you prosper in life and move forward and work on being so healthy and healed in places, y'all, that you're blessing other people. Because other
That
people
part.
blessing other people is seeing somebody homeless on the side of the street. No, y'all. It's about being able to be a blessing to somebody like Cameron speaking to the people that come into his work. That's a blessing because people need that a lot of times. And you never know. You might have a person come up in there and say, I want to buy 10 phones. Or hey, my company want to come in and we want to get a whole contract with y'all. And that's a huge commission for you because blessings work in different ways. Or you might see them on
Yeah.
outside there and they say, you know what, this camera, I want to connect you because I with this individual because this, and that, and that may change your whole entire life. Be a person and be persons where people see you and they run to you and not away from you. Come on,
Yeah.
because I got people where
Say,
and I run away from them because I'm instantly like
man,
God.
say. You know, because you brought up Kevin Gates. That's my dog. I gotta give him a shout out for this big message because there was a interview that he did where he was talking about in the past he was considering taking his own life. And he said he was like to that point, you know, and he doesn't let people know. Like he's not about to just, hey y'all, this is the end. And I'm nah, he said, I remember his interview, he said he got real fresh. He went to the gym and got a workout in and then put his jewelry on and got super fresh. Like this is the last outfit that y'all gonna see me in type of attire. And he said that he bumped into a dude at the gym that was just like, oh, you Kevin Gates, bro. We love you, dog. Hey, I love you for what you do and the message that you give people, bro. Give me a hug. And you know what I'm saying? And Kevin Gates said, dude stopped him from taking his own life. And that goes to say that you never know who you gonna bump into or what they're going through. You know what I'm saying? So like I understand the 10 phone analogy, but like say reach out and think to save 10 lives. That holding the door for that old lady might have made her feel some type of way. Shaking this man hand because nobody else shook his hand that day made him feel better. Or you know what I'm saying? Hell, you could have bumped into a school shooter and you gave him a hug and talked to him. Now he went home, unloaded the guns, and thought differently. You know what I'm
That
saying? So that's what I always think about. It don't matter if it's the president, the janitor, the pooper scooper for the dog company, whatever. What's up, bro? I see you. You know what I'm saying? I love you like I love myself. You know what I'm talking about? So come in. You need some love. Let's talk about it. What's happening? You having a bad day? What's up? When you leave from here, you're gonna have a less of a bad day than you was having. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there was this movie Wanted, and it's an assassin movie, and they say kill one life and maybe save 1,000 because they're killing bad people.
Mm,
Kill one life and save 1,000. Well, you speak to the right person, you see what I'm saying, and that person affects other people in a good way based off the vibration that they got from you, and same
mm.
thing. So, you know what I'm saying? Love one, save 1,000.
Really, very well said. Very well said. And I have to go back on that Kevin Gates set. His song where he was talking about him and suicide. Like it's my favorite song. It's called Fairy Tale. Yeah, it's one of his old albums. It's called The General.
Yeah, one
Is
of my favorite songs is on there.
Yeah, it's called Only the Generals Part Two. And I tell you, like that
Yep.
song right there, when he say life ain't gonna be what it ain't gonna be. You know, I'm living my fairy tale, and he was just talking about how he was molested by his uncle growing up, and it
Mm-hmm.
hit. You know, as a survivor of being molested from me born at 3 years old. For me, it's being challenging, but to also know that somebody is actually expressing themselves in the sense that they are on these songs, like that's why I connect with Kevin Gates because he's real with his trauma, and not a lot of people are
Yeah.
not. And
Right.
if y'all is just not hearing that, like that's something I talk about on my podcast off and on. I shared my story on my first episode. If you're interested, you all, you can go subscribe, like, share my videos. It helps me get it trending out there. Also, if you're interested in being a guest, please reach out to Cameron, Miss Carlina, whoever that may be associated, where they can get in contact with me. I would love to have you on. But yeah, keep it real, and I know it was random, like, oh, she was put that out there. But yeah, y'all, that's something I just randomly talk about. But yeah, like he just keeps it real in his music. With
Yeah.
just it's just authentic, and a lot of people don't understand him. And Kevin Gates is on a unhealthy amount of toxic. Well, I say that he is, but he's
Yeah.
logically and lyrically logically correct in how he expresses his trauma through music.
Mm-hmm.
It's different, and a lot of
Yeah.
people want to be connected to people that relay a sense of realness, because I don't want to be lied to living every day in the life that this world. I want to be kept. I don't want to be spoon fed, or um as as my late grandmother used to say, pussy footy.
For
I
real. For
don't
real. Beating around the bush.
want that. Because it's like, for me, let's keep it real. Like, it's hard out here, y'all. We Every day is a struggle. It's a struggle as an African American black man, from Cameron's perspective, African American black woman. It is a struggle in being on this earth in general, y'all. Stop being around people that's going to validate your toxic behaviors, and stop living in this world thinking that you're alone with the things you've gone through, because somebody out here has gone through the same things, or similar, or have the same feelings and emotions towards the things they've gone through, and all they want to do is be understood and loved and cared about. You never know the life you're gonna change. Like, it's so many amazing stories have happened from people being blessings. Like my mom that's on here, she don't know, and she already do know, because there's inventions and different things I'm about to start embarking on. The moment I touch my millions, I'm telling y'all, give me about a year or two, y'all gonna see me on TV doing different things. I'm
Come
not
on
stopping
now.
no more. She getting taken care of, because come on now, y'all, you have not truly lived if you have not done something for somebody that they truly can't repay you for. Let's keep it real,
Real talk.
because I
Real
could
talk.
never repay that lady for saving my life, because it was a point where I felt like my life wasn't my life no more. It was just I was dead before I physically wanted to take my life. So you know what I mean. It takes being down to see you're down, to evaluate, wanting to get the help you need to be stable, y'all. Because you don't have to be
Yeah.
stuck there. It's possible to be healthy out here, y'all. And for me personally, I got friend applications open, not trauma bonding relationships, but I'm open to friendships, y'all. And I open to dating right now? I am, but if you're the right guy, I'm open. I do have my standards, so I'm not gonna put them out there. But you reach out and keep real with you, let y'all know. And I know some ladies on here that might want to know,
One
hey,
style.
is Cameron looking to date right now?
Nah, I'm gonna just
That's
be
a no.
real. I got I got some things in line that are top priority. You know what I'm saying? That dating for me right now is unrealistic. You know what I mean? I need to spend more time on myself and uplifting my circumstances. You know what I'm saying? And then here within the next, even a few months to a year, yeah, I'll probably say I'm willing to take that on. But as of right now, nah, we could be friends though, and we could even build a relationship through friendship. You know what I'm saying? As I'm building myself and doing what I need to do, but nah, I'm gonna just be honest. I don't have the time to necessarily dedicate to somebody right now outside of myself and getting stuff together with my son. My brother's stupid.
Yeah,
That's my
nah.
big brother, Pizike. So that Pizike is my brother, and Christopher is my brother, like my blood brothers. Artist is my brother from another mother. We 20 years locked in, my dog. So, but yeah, I mean, my brother is right. I had to think about it and just be honest. Like, nah, and that's another thing that we as men need to be honest about, because a lot of the times we feel that we can fill our plate up and
Mhm,
just, well, I ain't gonna eat the mashed potatoes right now. Let me go over here and deal with it. Let me go. But you never kind of realize that you're either watering or you're not watering relationships.
mhm,
And I don't have the time to water a relationship. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of the men will say, "Yeah, I can do it." And then when it happens, you start leaving this young lady or this woman hanging. You know what I'm saying? Because you working. Now you, like, my whole thing was when I started back working, especially a full-time job, I thought before then, like, I wanted to date and I wanted to, but then I started working and I'm just like, man, I'm tired. I don't want to be obligated to call you after. I don't want to talk about my day. I just want to go home, go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? But
mhm.
when you say you're gonna actually put in time with someone, those type of actions are unacceptable. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it was just like, all right, well, I gotta just be honest. Yeah, I would love to be in a relationship, especially faithful, but right now I got too much moving around to do. Even with being here, I'm thinking about leaving out the country or to another state within another year or two. You know what I'm saying? So nah, it's some things that I gotta do for myself and my son that's top priority. You know what I'm saying? So once I get that figured out, hey, if the right woman is willing to work with me as I'm working through that, beautiful. If not, I'll go car shopping when I'm ready to buy. You know what I'm saying? I'll go car shopping when I'm ready to buy. You know what I'm saying? But until then, ain't no point in me even being at the dealership right now.
That part, ladies, because like, come on now, we got a real honest black man on here, and you know how rare that is. Respect that, y'all. Don't be going to go try to find his social medias and his
Hey,
whatever.
I
I
ain't even
don't
got
know
social media.
what he's
Listen, I'm one of them rare cases. I don't even got social media, so you wouldn't find me no way.
And also, women,
Hey,
if be mindful when a man has a child too. Like, come on now, y'all. Be mindful of that because you have to respect the relationship he has with his baby mother, or even the fact of understanding what that entails dating a man with a child, even if you don't have children. Because I have a struggle, and we probably talk about that on another podcast. I don't date men with children. Like, I just
hey, listen. Ain't nothing wrong with that because a lot of times people ask because I don't date women with kids. And people be like, "You got a kid?" Yeah, yep, that face right there. Yep, that one, that face right there. Hey, for real.
because it's
Because
like, for me, it's nothing personal to it. It's just the things that I have gone through in my life. I've always prayed and asked God, I want to give my husband his first child. I want that to be an intimate connection with him and I. And not to say where God may have a sense of humor and be like, you know what, look, this your husband. He got one kid, two kids, three kids. Four is crazy. Two is more than two is crazy. But it's still at the same time, hey, it may shift into being that, but for now, that's one of my standards I'm gonna put out there. But a man with kids are just like, it's just not for me. I love kids, but it's just not something where I'm just like, it's not something I want to move from it. It's just not for me. Like you rather date a woman without children. But would you explain that before we wrap this up to me, please?
I got you. I listen. The thing about it is I'll be super honest, right? I'll be super authentic right now. I'm selfish in that type of manner. The reason why is because so before having my son, I've always wanted to have children with one woman, right? Like all my children with one woman.
Mhm,
And I would say the immature side of me has never thought about taking on someone else's responsibility because I never wanted anyone else to take on my own responsibility. So when I say my son is my son, my
mhm,
son is my son. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna just be real. I'll be transparent. I have a problem with taking on another man's responsibility. I'm not saying that I won't love that child. I'm not saying that I wouldn't grow a relationship with that child. And you never know. God always blesses you with things. When you say you don't, you get hit over the head with a life changing event that would, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that I wouldn't date a woman that was equally where I'm at. She is a kid. I have a kid. Okay, cool. But if you have more children than me, it's not going to work out. You know what I'm saying? That's just me being blatantly honest because now coming from a man's standpoint as a provider, I have to take care of not only me and my child and you. I have to take on two other, you know what I'm saying, children as well.
mhm.
And I'm just being dead ass real. That's just nothing that I've, you know what I'm saying, considered. That's no hate toward the kids or anything like that at all. That's why I date, you know what I'm saying, certain circumstances. That's why I say that. And then a lot of the times in this generation too, I don't have time to deal with all the extras. I don't know what the relationship is like with your baby daddy. I don't know if you have multiple baby daddies because me as a single father, I just got one child. I don't have to deal with nobody else's emotions, I don't got to deal with your baby daddy's insecurities of who is this around my son, my daughter. Man, I'm cutting all that out from the jump. So yeah, nah, that's why I'm gonna be real. I'm selfish, but I do tell people this though: you create your own universe, so you gonna have whatever it is that you really want. You know what I'm saying? And I've always wanted to just have a wife with me and her just have hella kids that were just all ours. Now I do understand the hypocrisy in that because I'm asking a woman to love my child that's not hers when I'm not accepting of a. So yeah, I definitely have thought about it and understood the hypocrisy and where I stand. But hey, you create your own universe. Listen,
I mean,
so
then again, that's your standard. That's what you prefer. Nobody should knock you for that. That's logically understood. I understand it. It's like even for me, I ain't never dated them. I did. It was the one guy I told you that was like, you, why you even entertaining me? You don't listen like,
insecure. If you
and
ain't
I'm
got
like,
confidence in yourself, bro, move.
I'm like, you have a whole daughter, and I'm trying here. He kind of messed it up. I was trying. I had my standards then, but I was like, let me try. But then I was like, oh no. Mm-mm. But I also have my insecurity as well because I'm like, okay, if it didn't work out with you and your baby mama, how I know you ain't gonna go back to her? But also at the same time, a lot of times men have those feelings for their baby mother.
Hmm.
You gonna love me, you gonna love me.
Right.
I'm just trying. If I'm going to entertain that, the relationship with the man that has kids, you want to be all right with your baby mother, not mothers, not multiple,
You
not
see what
mother.
I'm saying? You
you know,
hear me?
like I want to be able to communicate with her as well. I want nothing unhealthy. An unhealthy concept is like sometimes you can't control that. I understand men can control that they some women are the way they are, but also I grew up with a birth father, and I'm keeping real. A lot of people on here probably know that. I have 23 siblings, and my birth father has 18, birth mother has 6,
Jordan.
literally. And I have probably have. I am the oldest girl of 23 siblings. My brother is
Man,
the oldest
say.
boy of 23 siblings. You know what I mean? Like he's the oldest boy out of all the siblings. He's the
Yeah.
oldest, period. So all my other siblings are younger than me. The youngest sibling on my birth mother's side is 24. The youngest sibling on my birth father's side is 21. The
Okay.
oldest is on my birth father's side. I have an older sister I never met. I don't know if she, whatever the concept may be, but she has to be around maybe 38, 38, maybe
Okay.
30. But that's the oldest on my birth mother's side. But my older brother, he's 30, he's 33. And he's the oldest on both sides. So therefore I have a whole bunch of siblings between the ages of 21 and 38. So understand, I
Got
have a
you.
big family, but out of those
Yeah.
siblings, I'll keep it real with y'all. I have 16 tall, big, buff football playing brothers. Let's keep it real.
Say.
They are crazy out of their mind, but some of them are great fathers. Some of them
Yeah.
fathers. But my birth father, on the other hand, with those kids that he has 13 baby mothers. And that's podcast I'm gonna talk about y'all and talk to y'all about some other time. Papa was a rolling stone.
Oh,
And
yeah.
one
That's a
thing
lot.
was he passed away in 2022 from him not taking care of himself. He had diabetes and high blood pressure, and he just gave up. And I didn't have a chance to have a father, and that was sad. And that was something I'll unpack on another podcast, y'all. But the thing is with him is that he's another reason why I'm particular in the man I date, because he was out here telling women anything and everything. He ain't had no kids. That I don't know that woman. That's not my child. And come to find out, this man got so he had to have so many DNA tests done. They just kept his DNA test frozen. So when a woman came in and said, "This is, I think this is child," they
Damn.
did and did the DNA test, and that was
Man, like
not
what?
DNA tested. But man, like, come on now, y'all. But he also during the time was one of the biggest drug dealers back home down the road. So he was really
Yeah.
well respected. So, and that's another thing I'll get into the podcast, like crazy background, like my life and who I am and the product that I am, that I come from is not who I am. They don't have,
Yeah, I feel it.
but overall, y'all, like where I'm going with that is that again, my birth father, he wasn't the man he needed to be. And my birth mother, our relationship is moving healthier than it's been before. But she wasn't a great example as a mom because she has 3 baby daddies. You know what I mean? So it's like for me, I need to make sure I am articulating and relaying myself the way I need to as a woman that wants to have a healthy, happy marriage because marriage don't
So
run in not
yeah, for sure. For sure.
yes. And I think this is the longest talk the podcast, y'all. But y'all been tuning in. This is the longest podcast that I have had, and I had a ball. Like Cameron, I have to have you on again. Like
Let's
I
do it. We making history. This is what we here for. We here to make history. You hear me?
yes, and I'm telling you, like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, these numbers, these comments, like I got comments coming in. I told you I went for this conversation went live on 3 platforms, y'all. So, and we got
Listen, we
Facebook,
out here.
we all over, y'all. So
Yeah.
but yes, like I'm gonna have to have Cameron on again, y'all. Like we had such a great conversation. Um, uh, I definitely am gonna have to have you on. Let's, you know what? I don't have anybody for March 17th. We're gonna have Cameron on again March 17th. We're gonna have a different topic. Actually, better yet, we might not even have a topic. We just gonna be on here shooting shit, y'all. You just never know. We just gonna
We could
keep
do
it.
that. We could freestyle back and forth. Yeah.
Yes, this is what we're gonna do. I'm loving this for real. Like seriously, I love it. But is there
So
anything you want to say before we wrap up this podcast? Is this it's been 2 hours?
man, say I just want to tell all the folk that's listening, man, listen, I love y'all. And the best way to be is you. You are perfect. Don't ever set yourself in nobody's box or play to nobody's rules or standards. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be you. And what I'm gonna keep saying is the weak gonna fall off, the strong survive. So, you know what I'm saying? Speak how you speak, look how you look, get tatted up, get your hair locked in, get back to your original roots. You know what I'm saying? Do what makes you do what makes you be you every day, and strive to be better. That's all I'm gonna say. Wake up brand new every single day.
Facts, facts. I love that, Cameron. I'm about to wrap it up because your mama didn't text me. She said, wrap it up.
Tell her
Bro,
it's your podcast. She do what she want on her podcast, huh?
hey y'all, when this episode turned off, somebody call and check on Cameron and make sure Miss Carlene ain't knocked him between the washer and the dryer. For saying
Silly.
that. I'm just kidding. But
Yeah.
thank you so much, Cameron, for being on the podcast. March 17th, y'all. That's Cameron's spot again. We're gonna be on here. We're gonna have a great time again. And you know what? We probably don't even have an introduction. We just gonna go in with it. That way we had a time. And we
Say
probably gonna have no
less.
theme song. But oh my gosh, what a powerful discussion with Cameron Carter. Hearing his journey and his perspective on mental health, women and relationships, and the stigma of mental health has been truly inspiring. We hope this episode has sparked something within you, a moment of reflection, a sense of
For
hope,
sure.
or even maybe the courage to reach out to get help. Remember, healing is a journey, not a destination. Let's continue to support each other as we navigate these challenges. Thank you for listening to Persperity Podcast. And don't forget to subscribe and share this episode. Please, 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 you all. Your subscribing helps me trend on YouTube, and it also helps get these episodes out to other people. I love you all. Thank you for your support. And again, I will see you again on this podcast March 17th. And thank you to the
I'm in
sponsors
here.
that have tuned in.
For sure.
And
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate you.
you welcome. Now I'm gonna tune this my podcast music. So
Big bet. Big bet.
yep. All right, y'all. See you all next week.
Okay.
In the shadows we find our light. Through the struggles we will take flight. Healing hearts and mending minds. Together we'll leave the past
Groovy
behind.
looking at the
Welcome to
family.
Persperity Podcast, where hope is found. Voices rising up, breaking new ground. With every story shared, we grow and learn. In this journey of healing, it's our turn. Mindful moments equal prosperous lives. Hallelujah. Mindful moments equal prosperous lives. Trauma whispers, but love will shout. In this space of trust, there's no doubt.
All right, everybody. I will see you all next week.